Hello and welcome to another update video about gold. Gold did push up a little higher in the last few days, but has not really done anything to confirm a lasting low in place. I think before we dive into the microstructure, it is very important to zoom out a little bit and to consider where we are here. For anybody who's new on the channel as well, I still see it quite bullish this year for gold, silver, and generally the metals market. Specifically for gold, however, because here we are likely in a third wave rally to the upside into the region around 2,400, maybe a little more. Then we should get a wave 4 pullback afterwards at some point, which will be very draining, again, very boring, especially if you consider how long that wave 2 took. So the wave 4 will also take a long time. Bear in mind that those rallies are typically quite aggressive in the metals market, especially when we talk about gold, silver, but the pullbacks or the corrections take forever. So I'm watching, however, for a potential completion of the third wave early in 2024. Then we could get the 4 and the 5. So please be aware, it's a bullish scenario. Zooming out is important. We talk about ideally looking at the micro level. I'm still looking for lower prices potentially, but there's no need for it. There's absolutely no need for it. It would just be ideal. The price is already in a yellow in this support area because we have an ideal structure here of an A, B, C scenario, ABC in wave 3. You might ask, why do we have a third wave with an ABC structure? Well, that happens typically in an ending diagonal. And because this is a wave 5, the overall pattern that started in October 22, November 22, it can be an ending diagonal, especially because the wave 1 here was also an ABC structure. So that's the greater context. We already formed a nice and bullish wave 1 into the May 23 highs. Wave 2 pullback, very draining, very boring, into the October lows last year. And now this could be wave 3 in an ABC structure. The A wave obviously rallied into December. Then this pullback is now basically, the last 1.5 months were already, again, another boring pullback. So if we now go to the 1 hour chart, what I'll do, I'll take out these previous resistances. We don't need them. They now are irrelevant. And the support area, however, isn't. But where are we? So first of all, it's moving up a little too high to be clearly short-term bearish. Okay, so there are two scenarios I'm watching. The direct move down, that idea is not unfolding, okay? Well, it sort of could be, but then I don't think that the, depends on, so let me just shift that. So quite a strong reaction here to this support area. Haven't broken below the A wave low. And because we haven't broken below the A wave low, it seems likely that we should go below it still in this primary scenario. That's the base case, still lower in wave C of B. Before then, the larger C wave of the third wave starts that I just showed you. But what is this? I mean, this is certainly not impulsive to the downside. So it leaves a few questions open. It could be that this here was actually wave 1. This here is now wave 2. That would be a more directly aggressive bearish wave count to the downside. Problem is, if this was wave 1 and this wave 2, then it could take much longer to complete this correction. So this is scenario number 1. And in this one, because it's tested first, that's why I call it scenario number 1. In this one, we are going to see a test of resistance very, very shortly, or actually the price is already in resistance here. Basically, I can take out that 50% fib level. We don't need that, but the resistance area is between 2062 and 2078. From here, it's a 3-wave rally to the upside at the moment. If we see a rejection here, it can send us down in the third wave to around about 1950, maybe even a little lower. But I need to see confirmation, like a break below 2004 to confirm that. That would be a continuation of the local downtrend. It's certainly not an impulse to the upside here or something. If we see a break above 2078, I will start to assume that this B wave never finished. We talked about that scenario as alternative in the last update. Okay, so we're still basically stuck with our two scenarios. Either the B wave is still unfolding here, and this was just an A wave, yep, and then A, B, C in wave B, and we come down. Or we get the more direct pathway to the downside, but then it has morphed from what could have been a small wave B into this sort of wave 2 here. So basically, in simple words, we could add, well, we have two resistance levels here to watch, really. Yeah. For the wave 2, it's the lower one. So for the wave 2, it's the lower one between 2062 and 2078. If we get a sustained break above that level, we might be in this wave B still. That presumably finished on the 28th of December. But with a break above 2078, I have to assume it's still unfolding. And to be honest, it should actually go above, yeah, it should get above the C wave high there, 2097. So probably the level that will become relevant is then 2117. So the B wave will simply reset a little higher. But then it should be a 5-wave move up because we're dealing with an A, B, C structure in wave B, and the C wave is a 5-wave move. So it will depend on the structure that we see. As long as the rally is in 3 waves, I'm looking for a more direct move to the downside. If we get 5 waves, then I would assume it's a larger 3-wave move. But whenever we get 5 waves up, it is worth watching for a higher low next. But we will talk about that when we get to it. So for now, local uptrend, yes. I think the resistances, however, are very clearly defined. Primarily in both scenarios, I would still like to see lower prices short term. But don't get me wrong, zoom out to get good perspective. We are in a larger overall bullish scenario. Now, next I want to see if we hold resistance. Parameters are clear, 2062 and 2078. If we get above 2078, that 2117 level will be relevant next. Ultimately, as long as we have 3 waves up, another low is favored. I keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, as well as regular updates about stocks, then please check out the Stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find the link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.